I've been playing in Clubhouse. It's an audio drop-in app, and every time I'm in there and explain to people how I'm pulling that particular app into my podcast, everybody goes, "How you doing that?" Let's talk about it.
The School of Podcasting with Dave Jackson.
Hey, I'm Dave Jackson from the School of Podcasting.com, where I help you plan, launch, and grow your audience. And as I said, I've been playing with the Clubhouse app. Now, the first thing I need to say is, per their terms of service, they actually require you to have written permission to have a recording of that. So I'm technically a little outside of their terms of service. What I do is in the title, again, I put in "this is being recorded." In the description, I say "this is being recorded." And when I bring someone on stage, I say, "Is it okay if I record you?" I hope that is enough to appease their terms of service. Now, here's what you're going to need is there are 3 different devices that can do this, at least right now as I record this in January of 2021. You have the Zoom P4, which goes for about $200, the Zoom P8, which goes for about $500, and the Rodecaster Pro, which I'm using right back there, goes for about $600. Now, why those 3 devices? Because they make it super easy to connect your phone. So if I hold this up, you'll notice there are 3 rings on this. It's called a TRRS cable. Now, since Clubhouse only works with an iPhone, that's not going to worky. So what do you also need then is an adapter that you can get at Best Buy. In my case, it's a lightning cable to what I would just typically call a headphone jack, but that's the TRRS cable. So I plug that in here, plug that into my phone, and then the last thing you have to do is plug the other end of this cable into the Rodecaster. Microphones we kind of know as podcasters, those plug in with a cable here, and then I plug the cable into, in this case, channel 1. Now, the other thing I have to record is my co-host, and I use Streamyard on Saturday morning, and my co-host is Jim Cullison, and so I need to make sure that the Rodecaster is plugged in via USB. So I have myself via microphone, the phone via a cable, TRRS cable, and my co-host via USB, all going into the Rodecaster. So how do I do my live show? Again, I use Streamyard, so let me show you that. Now, to set up my show in Streamyard, I just say create broadcast, and you can see where I could go to Facebook, I could go to many different places. I just go to YouTube. So I click on that, and I'm going to say, hey, this is Ask the Podcast, and you can always change this later, podcast coach for next Saturday. Okay, so I've just put in here some basic stuff. I uploaded an image. I've picked my date and time, and when I click on create broadcast, there it is. Now, a couple other things I do since we're doing behind the scenes of Ask the Podcast Coach is I can click here and see where it's going to be on YouTube, which is this link. And so what I do is I use Podpage for my website. And here I am in the Ask the Podcast Coach Podpage website, and they have a great thing here under settings called redirects. So if I click on settings, go down to redirects, I have the link to my live show. So you can see here, askthepodcastcoach.com/live. And I can say, hey, send that to that particular link. And then if I go back to my StreamYard, I can say, here's my guest invite. So I can copy that to the clipboard, and that is my /join link. And so now if somebody were to click on that, they would be directed to my YouTube. And so that's how I set up my redirects. Now back in StreamYard, if I enter the broadcast studio, it's going to ask me to pick my camera and to pick there I am. And I can click here and say my camera is my webcam and my audio is the Rodecaster Pro. Now, if you're using the Zoom P4 or the Zoom P8, you would do that. And I have it as my microphone and my headphones. And that's all I need to do. And if I click here, I go back into the studio, and I don't want to turn this into a StreamYard kind of tutorial. because there's a whole bunch of really great things. But basically now, if you think about it, I'm via my microphone going into the Rodecaster. Clubhouse, again, via a cable that, you know, we have this little connector again that goes into the cable. The cable goes into the Rodecaster. So Clubhouse is going into the Rodecaster. And so myself and Clubhouse go into the Rodecaster, and that goes into Streamyard, where I'm connected with my co-host. My co-host's audio goes back via the USB into the Rodecaster. So everything is connected via the Rodecaster again, or the Zoom P4 or the Zoom P8. And then when you're ready to actually stream live, you click on the Go Live button there in the upper right-hand corner, and that's it. And then all I'm doing is I'm watching Clubhouse on my phone, and I am moderating it and bringing people on stage. Meanwhile, just for the fun of it, is on the left-hand side, there is a chat. I'm sorry, on the right-hand side, there's a chat here. So I'm actually watching that as well. So is my co-host, Jim Cullison from theaverageguy.tv. And when you're done, you hit leave the studio or stop, and that's it. It's really not that hard. Plug your phone into the Rodecaster, plug your USB into the Rodecaster for your co-host, go to StreamYard, stream it live. It goes to YouTube, could also go to Facebook and things of that nature. And then the big one is in Clubhouse, I put in the title of the show, this is being recorded. In the description, I say, this is being recorded. And then when I bring somebody on stage, I say, is it okay if I record you? And for me, that I hope is enough, because their terms of service say I need written permission, and I'm asking people audibly to agree. So hopefully that is good enough. And that's how I connect my phone and myself and my co-host into the Rodecaster, into StreamYard, and do Ask the Podcast Coach. I'll have links below this video if you want to purchase any of those. Those will be affiliate links, and I thank you in advance. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.